What's up guys, Devin Reed here. So today I'm going to show you how I turn my photos into posters. Let's get into it. Alright, so first off, I have this beautiful picture of this Porsche GT3RS. This owner is named Rally Cat. You can look her up on Instagram. This is by far one of the coolest wraps I've been able to shoot that's been on a car. Something very different about it. Quote her, she said she wanted a wrap that either people absolutely hated or absolutely loved. A lot of people don't like it. I am on the other side. I absolutely love it. But with that being said, I felt that this image deserves a little bit better work. This was taken, I think, 3 years ago. It was shot on my Nikon D3500, so very low-end camera, and yet still an incredible image. I will say, at the time I edited this original version, it was at the beginning stages. Yeah, didn't quite know what I was doing. I believe they were pulling into a garage and I was able to capture this, and super happy with how it turned out, in all honesty. Now, off by flipping this image, I don't like how it is at all. Let's actually Control Z counterclockwise that. Counterclockwise, boom. Okay, there we go. We got it at a better little burst. We want to get that car nice and centered, so I'm just going to go ahead, do that. Tilt it a little bit. Boom, that looks much better. Cool. Now the whole ground looking stuff. So first, I'm going to go over here to go to the object selection tool, select our Porsche. Boom, there it is. We see our ants. It got some of the sewer. I don't want that. So I'm going to Control J it so that it duplicates that car for us. Then we're going to go back down here, click this guy, and then go up to Select, Modify, Expand. Let's do about 8 pixels because I want to select, make sure the concrete and everything's there. Then what we're going to do is go to Edit, Content Aware Fill, and fill that up. Could have done better, but it's still fine for the purpose. Apply, because I can go in and retouch it. Okay. Cool. Now, deselect. Actually, it probably wouldn't have done that if it was, cool. Now what we're gonna do is merge these layers so that I can fix this. Ding, 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 ding. Wow, things are not wanting to work. Doesn't matter, the car is technically gonna go back over that spot anyway. I just want to get it gone, and mainly, cool. Now what we're gonna do is, boom, draw a nice little square around that guy. I want to make sure those are in there. Guys, I'm sorry, this is not going as smoothly as it was yesterday. Okay, so once that is selected, go ahead and do your modify. So then we go to Select, Modify, Expand. Do another 8, so there it kind of goes up and around that, and do a generative fill, and so hopefully it's smart enough to capture the rest of this and fill this in to make it flow a little bit more seamlessly. Yeah. Wow, which it actually did a, let's go ahead and generate again, because it did a pretty crappy job. I'm actually really cold. All right, we're gonna go back to this one. I'm actually really cold right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and put on a hoodie. Okay. So now that we have this all here, we're gonna bring back our car. Boom. Still got that guy, so we'll go in with the eraser, and we're just gonna erase it. Okay. Make sure the proper layer is selected. Much better. Much better, much easier. See, sometimes it doesn't need to be that complicated. Okay, now it obviously just kind of looks like it's floating there, nothing really crazy. So we're gonna do Control J, duplicate the car itself. Make sure to click on it, drag it over. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. Cool. And then go down to this little half circle guy, click your solid color. We're gonna change that to black, and then you will clip that to the car that you just did. Cool. Go ahead and merge those two layers. Bring it down below your car so you have your shadow. Go up to filter, go to blur, Gaussian blur, till it kind of looks more of a shadow type. Let's move that out of the way. Perfect. And then go ahead and just lower that opacity. Cool. So that's a quick, easy way to make sure that you can get that done. Next, what I want to do. So with this one, for the graphic, I kind of want to make sure I throw over like a paper texture to it, give it more of that poster look. So I already have this image downloaded. And if you need to, you can go to Pixabay, Google, and literally just type in paper texture. And it will give you literally a piece of paper that is a picture. What you'll do is blow it up over the entire thing, make sure it's there, let it go, and then you'll go over here. And there's a few different options that I personally do from time to time. Multiply is one of them, overlay, or the typical screen. So those are generally my go-to three. For this one, I really like the darkness of it, so I'm gonna go ahead and use multiply. Awesome. Next, I wanna go ahead and make this a little bit more realistic and kind of fit the setting of the lights on the ground. So what I'll do is, above the car, create a new layer, go to my brushes. So this is the ATMOS bundle that I use. I can link it in my bio, so if you guys want to use them, I think it's absolutely incredible. No, this is not a sponsor or anything like that. I just really, really love all the presets that come with this, especially for cars. They have a bunch of different ones. So I'm looking for a nice lens flare. This is one of my favorites. We're on the brush. I want to make sure this is at 100% because the brush is already kind of set to what it needs to be. There we go. Do that. I like that a little bit better. And I know I already have lights, so it's not like the biggest of deal, but I just kind of want them to pop a little bit more. Boom. And then there's a glow that I always use. Not that one. There she is. Boom, we're gonna fix that angle, make sure it aligns with those lights just a little bit more. Perfect. Go ahead and make it a little bit smaller. And need to make another layer. Almost forgot, don't forget. Make a new layer. Sick. So you're like, well, that looks terrible. That's all right. It's supposed to look terrible at first. You just gotta know how to use them. A lot of people will buy presets or these brushes and they do one click and they're like, this is a waste of money, blah, blah, blah. This isn't nothing what they look like. Well, you gotta know how to use them. So this is how you use this one. You're gonna lower the opacity and then you wanna go back over to your blur. Go to Gaussian blur and make it to where it fits what you're looking for. So I really like that. Awesome. I also think the car needs to be brightened up a little bit. We lost a little bit, so we're going to do a brightness and contrast. Merge, not merge, clip. Let's bring up the highlight of that car a little bit. Sick. Also, I just noticed something. Sorry guys, this is a little all over the place. This is my editing style. I like to go with the flow, and if I see something, then I gotta change it. So I'm gonna take that paper texture off, go back to the car. There's a little building reflection here that I don't want. So we're gonna go ahead, zoom in on that, go to our removal tool, and let's just go ahead and get rid of that. Stunning. Okay. And resuming. Okay, so now we are back. We're gonna do that guy. That's gone, so that's better. Now what I want to do is I want to duplicate the car again 2 times because, like I said, we're going for more of a poster look. Go ahead and click that guy, move it over, thinking like a diagonal. Yeah, done. Go to this guy, bring it down. Okay. Awesome. Now what I'm gonna do here is I don't want it to show the color. I want the middle one to be the main. So I'm gonna go over and do a black and white filter. Bam. That was actually, so then create clipping mask so it only does to the car. And then I'm also gonna lower the opacity of the car itself. Awesome. 65. I'm liking that 60%. Okay. Now I need to make sure I do it to this guy as well. So once again, go to our black and white. Takes me a second to look for it. Then do your clip mask. Boom, boom. Had that guy to a 60. We want to make sure this guy is equivalent with it. So we're going to go back down to 60. Could have just typed it, would have been a little bit easier. Boom, 60, awesome. Yeah, that's starting to look all right. Okay. Now I'm gonna go up and add an overall curves layer to make it fit a little bit better. There we go. Awesome. Just a little simple curve. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to add some text. So I'm going to go with the standard Porsche, and I'm going to go long ways, so make sure your vertical type is there. And I'm going to do white text. Porsche. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Now I'm gonna Control J to duplicate that because I want it even. I'm very big on that. Perfect. And then I want to actually reverse it to where it's upside down. So we're gonna hold Shift when we do this so that it locks on. Boom. If you don't hold Shift, basically what it's gonna do is kind of be at free range, and it's really hard to get it right on that like specific angle. So if you hold Shift, it will stick to a 90, 180 degree realm, negative 180, negative 190. It will automatically click to those. Beautiful. Okay, now what I want to do is do overlay because I don't like it just a flat white. I want it to blend a little bit. Wow, I am blind, guys. Yeah, that's looking good. It's looking really good. I will say, I don't know how I like how that's dark. I might have to change that up a bit. I don't know. Kind of like it. It's coming together. It's coming together. All right. Refocus. Next, I'm thinking a little line here. So I'm gonna go with a hard round brush. We're gonna make it pretty small. And I wanna take a color that's on the car. So we're gonna go to our eyedropper tool if I can find it. Like I said, I'm very blind when I do this. Let's get that pink. Boom. Okay. Now that we got the pink selected, I'm gonna make sure it's kind of dead center. Hold shift again so that my line goes completely straight and just goes straight down. And then opposite side, do the same thing. Should use a grid when you're doing this. I am not, I'm judging based on my eye. Whoa, don't hold shift the entire time. Make sure you let go, and bingo. Okay. Now for the fun part. We're gonna go over to that paper texture again and do a noise, because I like to add grain. Actually, we're gonna do this a different way. So what we're gonna do is, when we're happy with that, which I will say, I think I'm gonna do an overlay on those guys too. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so then we got that. Now what I'm gonna do is, I wanna go ahead and merge all these. And don't do this unless you're for sure you're on the next steps, because otherwise you'll have to go back. You could group the layers. Yes, this is just my preferable way because I know what I'm going for in a sense. So, make sure this is the next step for you before you do this. And this is always one of my final little touches. So, collect all of them, merge them. Just kidding, I don't get why it did that. Okay, worked that time. Don't know why I did it that time. Now I'm gonna do a Control J, go in, do a filter, and I'm gonna add noise to this. Perfect. I'm gonna add a bunch. Awesome, 62. Because I like the color that it gives. And I'm gonna say that little 25%. And so, there we have it. That's how I go from turning my car photos into posters. A lot of the times I go through, I have really bad images. I don't necessarily think I can turn them into anything, so I just let them go. They're just sitting there collecting. Sometimes I delete them out of my base. Over the years, I've learned not to delete them. I save all of my photos. Because of this exact situation, I've now expanded my skill set to know how to turn a improper photo into something, whether it's a better version of that photo itself, a graphic design image, a poster, whatever it may be. Don't think your images go to waste. Go back after you learn some things and reattempt something completely different on them, because you will never know what you'll create. Like I said, this picture was from about 4 years ago on the very first camera I've ever had, Nikon D3500, $500 camera, nothing crazy, and now I'm able to turn it into a little something. So, I hope this kind of inspires you guys to kind of turn some of your photos into some masterpieces. If you got any helpful tips, if you used anything I did here on this tutorial for some of your work, please tag me in it. I would love to see what you create. And if you have any questions on anything more specific that I did today, please comment below and I will go ahead and make specific videos on those general topics. So until next time, guys, take care. Thank you.